Whenever they bought the company, I think the revenue was 10 million. Whenever I took over as CEO, the revenue was 30 million with 4 locations.
Awesome.
And now we are 150 million or so with 13.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been cleared for takeoff. You are now flying high with Travis Lamance.
What's up, Flying High friends? Travis, your host of the Flying High podcast here. Today I've got an awesome guest with me, a friend of mine, Daniel Cramer, the CEO of Austin Hose. Super excited to have you here today, Daniel.
Glad to be here.
CEO of a giant hose company, huh?
I guess you could say that, yeah.
So what's what's the origin story of Austin Hose? How did that all come about?
So we've been in business since 1966. It was a third generation hose company selling hydraulics to farmers, implement
Right.
stores, John Deere's, Kubotas, stuff like that. My dad is a paper salesman. I always, compare him to Michael Scott
Right, off the office.
in the products that he sells
Yeah.
the goofiness. I mean, everything is
That's
just
awesome.
very similar to Michael Scott. So he was selling paper to, it was called Austin Distributing at the time. And the third generation, a guy named Wes Austin, was running the company, and he passed away.
Okay.
He was very young, in his 30s. His dad, who had founded the company with his grandpa, they were out of the business. And so, obviously the father's devastated. They were phasing out. I think Wes was pretty much taken over, and they were phasing out. So they needed to sell the company at that point. And so my dad, being the paper salesman, he sold them envelopes with Austin Distributing on it.
Nice.
They told him, we don't need any more envelopes. And he was like, well, have I lost the account? I mean, what's going on? And they're like, no, we can't really tell you, because for some reason, Fred Austin Jr. didn't want the business to stay in Amarillo. I don't exactly know why. Maybe just the pain.
Right.
So the pain of his son. So he has a buyer in Dallas, and at the time, Gates Rubber Company was the lion's share of the business, like 80% of what they did.
Right.
Well, this deal fell through in Dallas because Gates would not extend that dude the line of credit.
I got you.
So everything just fell apart. So then they came back to my dad, and they're like, hey, we actually need the envelopes now. And he's like, what's going on? I mean, you don't need them, you do need them, what's going on? And so the person who was ordering the envelopes goes to Fred and asks, like, hey, Jim Cramer's asking me all these questions. Do you care if I just tell him what's up? And he's like, no, just tell him. So she tells him, and my dad, was not a wealthy guy by any means. And he just was like, well, maybe I can, like, get some guys from Amarillo.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can scrounge up enough money to buy this business.
Right.
He started this paper company, very just, I guess, normal middle class family. And he invested everything he had at the time in it, which was like $100,000. And then he had to get a bunch of other guys in Amarillo together to scrounge up enough money to buy it, which they did. And no one knew anything about hose. It's like insurance guys. It's one guy was a roofer, accountant, CPA type guys. Just a random group of guys that my dad knew. So they scrounge up enough money to buy it. And I was in high school at the time. I was kind of a shithead, and so I needed some direction. So I started working there instantly, and just sweeping the floors and building hoses and doing grunt work. And 20 years later, here we are.
How long have you been at the helm at the CEO level?
I think almost 9 years.
Yeah.
I think it was 2016.
How have you kind of put your fingerprints on the business and evolved it since you've been at the
Well,
helm?
I mean, we've grown tremendously. Whenever they bought the company, I think the revenue was 10 million. Whenever I took over as CEO, the revenue was, I believe, like 30 million, and now we're so 30 million with 4 locations,
Awesome.
and now we are 150 million or so with 13.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
And has most of your growth been through M&A activity or
No,
greenfield
no,
or?
it's been what there's been some M&A, but most of it's been greenfield.
Yeah.
We've acquired 5 branches, but yeah, the majority of our growth has been greenfield.
What are some key lessons you've learned along the way that people could take away? I've knowing you personally, I know that you've had some challenges in that M&A space,
Yeah,
and what about some of the M&A pitfalls people can avoid and some of the greenfield challenges?
it's a good question, Travis. A lot of our competitors, this is a dying. It's not a dying industry because the need for what we do is greater than it's ever been, in my
Hmm.
opinion. The people doing it are fewer than it's ever been, and I
Right.
think the reason for that is that it's a very dirty business when you're dealing with hoses and hydraulics. I mean, it's very blue collar,
For sure.
and what I've seen throughout the country is a lot of these businesses that are really really good businesses that these people build. If they become successful, a lot of times the kids don't really want to do the grunt work,
Right.
and so they go off to do other things, whatever that is, but they don't want to go make hoses,
Right.
and so there's no succession plan um, for a lot of these companies. And so what's happening is private equity is buying them all up, and
Hmm.
I've got could do a whole podcast on private equity, but
I got a
they
question here about private equity.
so
Uh,
yeah, they bring down inventories drastically. They throw tons of meetings at people. Uh, they kill the culture. Their whole goal is to just flip the business. They don't really care about long term growth. So so they've really done a disservice to our industry.
hmm.
But when these people don't have another option, what are they supposed to do? So
Right.
it's not I don't necessarily have beef with people that sell out to private equity because a lot of times they don't have a choice.
Right.
But private equity in general is just it's terrible for our industry.
Yeah.
My rabbit hole is I think it's terrible for the entire nation. I think what they're doing is when you buy a bunch of businesses, make them worse and then sell them for more, that doesn't make
The math don't
mathematical
math. Yeah.
sense. So at some point, somebody's going to get the house of cards is going to fall,
Right.
and somebody's gonna like be caught holding them.
Right.
So yeah, we've bought with the M&A, we bought one company from private equity. Uh, Went very very poorly. A lot of bad information, a lot of I mean borderline like lies in financials and health of the business, and it was just it. So they bought this company in 2014, and then they sold it to us in 2000 in 2020. And yeah, it was just I think they took a good company and they just totally destroyed it.
I gutted it, huh?
They gutted it. Really bad culture, really, really bad people, really bad organization. I mean, just it was a huge issue, and it was in Pittsburgh, Houston, and L.A.
Hmm.
We've until this point in time we were very regional,
Right.
and then we buy this company, and now we're national overnight, and we've got major problems we've got to fix. So for the next 2 years, really, it was just a grind. It was a
Yeah.
total grind, and I mean, really, the secret of our success on everything has been just grinding through.
Right.
I mean, this is
Perseverance, huh?
perseverance, man. Absolutely, and it's really paid off at this point in time. I mean, we're at a level that I never would have even dreamed
Right.
that we would be. But it's just like when you grind and you have when you have a team of people that'll grind with you,
Right.
I mean, you can accomplish crazy stuff. So yeah, we grinded through it. We made all three of those locations way better. Um, Learned a lot of lessons about private equity. Learned a lot of lessons about acquisitions. And then the next acquisition that we did was a family-owned business in Dallas, um, and actually I reached out to them many years before. A company called GT Southwest, great company. I reached out to them. We'd never bought anybody. We don't know what we're doing. I mean, we're not sophisticated people. Like we are, we get our hands dirty. We're just making stuff happen.
Right.
So I don't know anything about buying companies. Um, I'm competitive. I
Right.
always want to grow, and so Dallas had always been like kind of a attractive market, like somewhere that's easy to travel to, and we
Right.
haven't always had planes. So I mean, back in the day, it
Right.
was all driving around. So I had reached out to a guy and I was like, "Hey, man, if we were to buy somebody in Dallas, like where would I even start?" And he like without hesitation said GT Southwest. So I called this guy or I emailed him, and he was like, "Man, we're not interested. Thank you for reaching out. Whatever." So we go through this other acquisition. We're in the thick of it, man. We were in the absolute thick of it, and they actually reach out to me and they say, "Hey, we're ready."
You're like, no, I'm in the middle of
And
this
I'm
other
like, and I
mess.
said, "Hey guys, I really want to do this. Can you give me a year?"
Right.
Because explained where we're at with this other acquisition and how it's a total mess, and we're like restructuring everything and
Mm-hmm.
really redoing everything. Everything we thought we bought out of this company, we was none of it was real.
Right.
None of it was real. Um, and so they were like, "No, we can't give you a year." What happened was the owner was dying, and
Wow.
he's now he's dead. He was dying, and he was trying to clean up his estate for his family.
Right.
Same story. His son wasn't in the business.
Right.
His son took an IT job somewhere in Oklahoma. I think it was an IT job, uh, and so yeah, he's cleaning up his estate. So we roll the dice and we say, "Fuck it,
Let's do
let's go."
it.
And we bid off both projects at the same time. But the big difference was that one was so easy
Yeah.
because it's
Just kind
family company merging with family company, like good values with good values,
of,
good
right.
people with good people, and it was easy. And
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was totally shocked
The
that it had
polar opposite experience, huh?
couldn't be more opposite. And so yeah, the main lesson learned is like with future acquisitions, it's all about great people.
Right.
Great people that share our values,
For sure.
then we can make anything work. Hard work, like teamwork, being a good person. Um, those are you have the foundation of the quality of people. You can work with that very easily. So yeah, that one couldn't have gone any better. It was
that's
fantastic.
that's awesome.
Yeah, super super cool. But yeah, tons of lesson learned on both sides. From the greenfield side, I mean, the lessons there are it's going to be slow. Like you don't have customers
You gotta
coming in.
go
Like
build market share, huh?
you got to build it, and that's a totally different type of grind.
For sure.
The purchasing of a company grind, you're bringing the companies together. You're getting the culture on board. You're training all sorts of new things, new products, new computer system, all that stuff. The grind of greenfield is there is no business.
You're just starting from scratch every
Yeah,
time, huh?
you just got to
You got
go
a little
freaking
bit of
find
brand
it, man.
awareness,
And
and that's about it, huh?
yep. So they both have their challenges. I actually enjoy both,
Yeah.
and we're going to continue to do both. So
We've done both in our business as well, and you're spot on from the same as my experience. Even though we're in
hmm
very different industries, it's been very similar. Some of our M&As, we bought something that was not what we thought we were buying, and greenfield is just that slow attrition of adding a little and adding a little over time. So
yep.
it's pretty interesting. One thing I want to touch on is y'all's marketing is like off the hook. Great. You guys
Thank
have
you.
phenomenal
Appreciate it.
marketing. Tell me a little bit about the brains behind that and how you guys have made the hose business so entertaining and so fun, and
Yeah,
your hoser mascot, and I mean that whole thing is
the
just
hoser, this
amazing.
guy, my
Yeah.
homie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the hoser, he's all over the place, and you
yeah.
guys have managed to make hose building a really fun thing, and
Well, thank
it's
you.
pretty
I
impressive.
appreciate that, man. Well, I went to A&M,
Mhm.
and my major was marketing. So it's always been a big focal point for me. We very quickly changed the name from Austin Distributing to Austin Hose. You know, I was getting really tired of explaining to people what I did.
Right.
It was so
Dry.
annoying and dry
Yeah.
and boring, and like people are like, oh, Austin Distributing, so you're like a beer distributor in Austin, Texas? Like,
No.
no, we sell hoses. Oh, what kind of hoses? Like garden hoses? Like hoses for your car? And it's just, I mean, I was just getting so sick of explaining it, man.
Right.
And it was so boring. And it's like, man, if I'm excited, I'm fired up about this company. I'm fired up about what we do. Like we you know, the hose industry in general is very undervalued. Most people have no idea like how shit works in the background.
For
I
sure.
mean, you know this from like everything inside the plane, like
Yeah.
all the little pieces that fit together to make it work. I mean, that's how the hose business is. You think about it, like uh, everything needs to be transported, whether it's
Right.
a liquid or a gas, and the amount of different types of materials that are in this world that need to be moved around,
Right.
and everything requires a different hose. I mean, it's wild.
People don't think about how many millions of hoses make their day work every day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So we're an undervalued industry, and then explaining that to people, and I mean, by the time I'm in the second sentence, they're bored of it. So I'm just like, okay. So it all kind of started with that.
Yeah.
Like how do we make this not boring? Uh, and then we went to. I had a buddy, actually, Aaron Sage.
Yeah.
He's in our group, and he recommended a marketing company. We sat through that marketing company, and they had some decent stuff, but um, it wasn't nothing really like you know like jumped out at us for what they were wanting to do. Um, and so like after we sat through that meeting, Drake, who's our COO, was like, "Man, we can fit in when you're dealing with a marketing company." And I'm not talking shit on marketing companies,
Hmm.
but they don't know all the deep things about our
They
business,
don't know
right?
your
So it's
DNA.
hard. They don't know your DNA,
Hmm.
so it's hard for them to convey that.
Hmm.
So Drake just was. I mean, he was just thinking of, like, you know, he's a genius. He's a really really great smart guy. His gears were turning, and his son had a luchador
Yeah.
like doll or something, and he was like, well, why don't we just make a mascot that's a wrestler? Like it makes no sense,
It's
but it's
awesome.
and then so now like we went from a company that what's funny about this is we went from a company that's been in Amarillo since 1966 that nobody knew.
Right.
No one knew who we were, what we did, and now if you go around Amarillo, everybody knows Austin
Yeah.
Hose.
I see the hoser logo all over everything, all over
Everywhere,
town.
man.
Yeah.
And so that was another thing is I hated buying swag
Yeah.
that people would just throw away.
For sure.
I was like, if we're gonna do it, like you know, you could buy 1,000 little cheap pins,
Hmm.
and most of them are gonna get thrown away or koozie or whatever. I mean, it's just
Hmm.
like everyone does the same marketing, and so it's like if we're gonna spend the money, you might as well spend the money on really nice, really cool things that people want,
For sure.
and then the marketing is actually worth it. But if
Hmm.
you spend half the money on things that they don't want, you might as well spend $0.
Right.
Another thing about the marketing piece of it is, and I don't know if this is like, I actually don't know where this came from. Maybe college, I don't know. But I hate doing the same shit everybody else does.
Yep.
I hate it. Like
Got
just
to be a contrarian.
yeah, man. Like if you do the same shit everybody else does,
End up
you
like everyone
fall
else.
you
Huh?
do. You fall into obscurity, and uh I mean so many people just follow trends, and we've never done that.
That's
Like we've
awesome.
never followed trends. We are always trying out new things, and I mean we have rap songs now. We
That's
have I
awesome.
mean that's a Canadian. I'm really into hockey, and so there's an ex-pro hockey player that has turned rapper in Toronto, I think, and he made us a rap song, and it's awesome. He actually has made us two rap songs now, and we made a music video out of it, and it's super cool, and it's edgy, and it's talking shit to our competitors. It's
Yeah.
talking shit to private equity, and people are like, I don't know, people maybe think that that's unprofessional, but I don't really give a shit. Like
It's working.
it's working, and we are.
And it's genuine from who you are. You're not
Yeah,
faking something.
absolutely. We're
Yeah.
not trying to please. I mean, we're trying to take care of our customers, obviously, and take care of our people. But like what the outside world thinks of us, we don't give a shit. Like
Yeah.
that's it almost feels like we're playing with house money because this business is way bigger than I ever like imagined. Like I
Right.
had goals back in the day when I started was like I'd like to have like a little piece of land at some point. Like when I retire,
Yeah.
I'd like to have a little piece of land and a plane. And at the time, I was thinking like a small 100-acre ranch or something,
Yeah.
and like a prop plane.
Right.
And like we have a very nice ranch, an hour south of here, and now we have a 10-passenger jet, and it's like, shoot, well, if the goal has already been way surpassed, then it just feels like you're playing with house money.
Yeah. Your odds are all in your favor now,
Yeah,
right?
and so we're also growing like from a very genuine place. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we're not. I guess this is a kind of a lesson that I've learned in life. The more that you really want something, the less it's going to actually happen.
Yeah.
And we are not driven. I am not driven by money at all. Like it's money is a tool you have to have, but like the things that really matter to me, I mean, money's pretty far down on the list.
Yeah. We're going through the book, The Gap and the Gain, in our executive team book club thing right now. And he talks a lot about that in there, about the need versus the want. I
Hmm.
want to do all these things, but I don't need to do all these
Yeah.
things, and it's where it gets into attracting things. But one thing, also, I've been around your facility. You got a badass new place over here, and it's got your DNA all over it. I really
Hmm.
like it. It's not just a cookie cutter
Yeah.
plain Jane place. That it's a place you guys are really proud of. But that marketing, I think, even goes internal for you guys, and plays into your company culture and your people, and everyone there's got the luchador stuff
Oh
on, and
yeah.
everybody's
Yeah.
bought in and
That's yeah.
really passionate about it. And so I'm personally really big on driving a genuine company
Hmm.
culture that is unique to us and the way we like to do things and the things we believe in. What's your take on company culture and how to take care of employees and how to treat employees and create an
Hmm.
environment where they want to show up to work every day, and ultimately, how does that play into the bottom line of the business?
It's everything.
Yeah, it
It,
is.
it's everything. I mean, there's if you have no culture, you have no future.
Yeah.
Um, and this is where private equity they just can't as much as they'll hire the funny thing about them is they'll hire a chief culture officer or whatever, and they'll stay for 2 weeks or whatever, and they're
Yeah.
like, oh, I don't even buy into this crap because here's the thing, their only goal is to flip it.
Yeah.
So it's if you're short-sighted, you can't have culture.
Right.
And so only long-term companies can have real, genuine culture. I
Right.
truly believe that. And so with that is like what is okay, so what are the like foundational things that you need to have good culture? Uh and genuineness, man. Like if you genuinely care about your people, uh that is the absolute foundation of it.
For
They
sure.
feel that. They know that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have 350 employees, and I mean, is it 350 like extremely happy employees? No, but it's probably 300,
Mm-hmm.
325. It's the percentages are extremely high.
Right.
Our turnover rate is extremely low. I mean, people, I go to hose conferences because we actually have hose conferences all over the place, and the common theme with everybody is like, we can't find anybody to work, man. Nobody wants to do this
Oh,
anymore.
I get so sick of hearing that.
I get sick of hearing it too because we have not had that problem in a decade.
Right.
Like the people the amount of people that want to work here is through the roof. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're getting resumes consistently. Like my LinkedIn is insane. It's
Mm-hmm.
blown up with people reaching out to us for jobs.
When
You
people
know,
say there's no one that wants to work, there's no one that wants to work for a shitty
there
company.
you go. You just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
People are just as good now as they've ever been.
Yeah.
And so I don't believe that at all. We do not have that problem. Our biggest problem right now is that we've become such a threat in the industry that anytime a competitor's employee comes and works for us, they sue us.
Yeah.
And they sue the employee.
Well,
And that's a whole nother
that
that's
was
a
my
whole
next
nother topic.
question. Your LinkedIn is covered up in non-compete
Yeah.
tirades.
Uh-huh.
So what's your take on non-competes? And I can tell you're a big fan of them,
Oh, I
though.
love
But
them.
what's driving that?
Oh
Is that a
man.
big deal in your industry?
It's a huge deal in our industry, and what's interesting about it is like, so again, I have not been on LinkedIn. I do not do the traditional marketing. I don't like
Right.
doing what everybody else is doing. You go on LinkedIn, it's just noise. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever I was in college and we were studying marketing, that's when social media like was really blowing up,
Right.
and every class was about social media, and I was like, this is like such a waste of time. So I, but now I view social media as a necessary tool.
Right.
Okay. Um, Almost a necessary evil because I don't really like people being on their phones all the time. I think
Right.
it's bad for our society, but it's a necessary evil, and so I hadn't done anything on LinkedIn in forever, and so I'm being sued for the fourth time for hiring somebody that just wants to come work here. Like they
Right.
just want to be a part of our culture. They're not happy with their current job, and they want to be here, and so we hire them, and then we get sued, or
Right.
the employee gets sued. And so the first three times I did this, I listened to what the attorney said,
Right.
which is like, keep your mouth shut, follow the process, and it costs an insane amount of time, an
Mm-hmm.
insane amount of money, and you get nowhere
Mm-hmm.
for years. And so it's just like, so of course this is the same situations. Attorneys tell me keep my mouth shut. I say fuck that. I'm gonna
I'm gonna do
like
what I want to
I'm gonna
do.
chirp these guys.
Yeah.
What they're doing is wrong.
Right.
If companies that are worth hundreds of millions, or billions of dollars in some instances, if they're willing to bankrupt a person for not being happy in their job and wanting to go somewhere else,
Right.
that's fucked up.
It is.
And I'm gonna call them out. And so that's what I've been doing is I've just been calling out the bullshit, and it's been so much better. It's been so refreshing because one, like, I'd much rather be talking shit and calling out a real problem than spending hours upon hours upon hours with attorneys.
Right.
And nobody wins with attorneys, not even the companies that sue. The difference is when a company worth $1 billion or several billion sues the average Joe, it's nothing to them. Losing
Right.
a couple $100,000 is nothing to them. To the average Joe, it's bankruptcy.
For sure.
It's life ruining. It leads to divorce. It leads to all this shit. So, I mean, it's an unnoticeable difference to these guys, but the impact that it has on the person is profound, and it's bullshit. It shouldn't be legal, and so the legal system doesn't work. I've already tried that. And so I'm not doing it anymore. Now I'm just calling them out, and that really has it's gone like it's out of control because it's like going across. It's not just the hose industry, and I've got people that are reaching out to me from literally all over the nation. Man, love what you're doing. I can't say anything because I'm in a non-compete, but I hate it. Keep it up.
Right.
Not only in the hose industry, but it's now gone through like tons of different industries, and people are reaching out and like thanking me for like raising awareness to something that like nobody has a voice in.
Right.
Like, how is the average Joe supposed to fight, these gigantic corporations?
Yeah.
They just can't, and nobody has spoke out against it, and so I felt like I needed to speak out against it, and I'm really glad that I did, and I'm gonna keep doing it. And it was funny thing, as soon as I started talking shit, they sent me a letter. Oh, you can't be talking shit. I haven't used any company's name.
Yeah.
I'm not even though I'm being sued by a particular company right now, this is about more than them.
Right.
I mean, this is about this being a problem in the whole industry,
Right.
in the whole industry, and really in the entire United States. It's
Right.
like it's a much bigger problem. So it's not about them. That's why I haven't named their names. I haven't named any names. And they send me a letter like that I need to pretty much shut up now or we're going to sue you again. And what did I do? I posted the letter. I said, "Fuck you guys." Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, keep sending me letters. I'll keep fucking posting them. Like,
I love it.
It's ridiculous. This is a huge issue. that I feel passionate about,
Right.
and I'm going to keep talking about it. And these douchebags are not going to silence me over
Right.
it. I'm just
You're just
it's
gonna
not
keep
there's
doing it.
just going to keep doing it. And
Good.
so it's working out really well. Like it's built a really good rapport within our crew.
Mm-hmm.
My guys are really appreciative of me sticking up for them, sticking up for the little man, sticking up for guys that are just wanting to find a better life.
Mm-hmm.
One of the ones that was in the past, guy had 5 kids. He moved to a different state. Like he wasn't violating anything. He was a buyer. He had no he was not customer facing at all. He wasn't violating anything. And they sued him and they like literally they tried to bankrupt this guy. He'd been there for 10 years and he just wasn't happy. He expressed his concerns with his unhappiness. It was affecting his marriage, it was affecting his life. He just wanted out.
Yeah.
And we offer this guy a situation that he will tell you is like night and day difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get messages from these guys telling me that I've saved their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Or not it's like giving them this better opportunity has changed their lives.
Yeah.
It's saved their marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's we're making impactful waves. It's just a very jacked up thing, and I think it needs to be illegal. I don't know if it'll ever happen. So I'm not waiting on the legal system to figure their shit out. Like we're just gonna chirp them.
I think as business owners with integrity and ethics and morals and all of that, there's not really any better feedback you get than an employee expressing how happy they are that the way that you're running your company and the culture and the values you have in your company is improving their life. I mean, for me, that's a big part of the whole purpose of running a company is to provide a place for people to be better and do better. And I don't know if maybe you broke the dam open on these non-competes or I'm paying more attention to it now, but even in the aviation business, I've seen a bunch of those lately where people are hammering all these companies that are cranking down on these non-competes, and it seems to be becoming a big topic.
That's great.
All over the place now. So
it needs to be.
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I've definitely seen where those non-competes have hampered people's progress and their growth, and a lot of times the companies that are enforcing those and clamping down on these guys that are under them, it's not even about the guy that they're going after. They're doing it as a fear tactic to try to keep other people from leaving a shitty culture.
It's exactly what it is.
So
it's exactly what it is. They don't. I mean, when there's 1,000 employees, what's one guy going to do? I mean, nothing. It's all about fear. And the other thing is they've admitted that.
Really?
Yes. Like we've had conversations with these people like behind closed doors because they don't know how to handle this. They don't know what to do. They're like their solution in the past has just throw lawyers at it, and it's not working. I think it's backfiring on them majorly. So we've had like background conversations about it with these people, and they've said just that.
Right.
They said we have to prove a point that our employees cannot leave us.
Right.
And you're like, do you even hear the words that are coming out of your mouth, bro? Like,
why do you want someone there that doesn't want to be there?
That's exactly it, and that goes back to the culture. So we've never had non-competes.
Right. And
if somebody really doesn't want to be here, then, they don't have to be here. Like, not everyone's a good fit. And we've had plenty of people leave, that just aren't good fits.
Right.
But I can tell you, like, nobody has left that I really did not like want to leave.
Right.
At some point. And I'm not saying like, I'm saying there's people in situations that warehouse people that find better opportunities and advance in different industries. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like on my high level guys.
Right.
My like nobody has left. Nobody.
Nice.
Nobody of like that's been a really, really good player has left in 10 years. Now, one of my LinkedIn posts was about this because I did have, whenever I managed the San Antonio location, the company that's suing me now, they came to town and they took all my guys, all of them. And it was just like, I thought that I was building something. I thought that I had all this momentum, and it was just gone overnight.
Right.
But that was like I'm glad they did that because it was a really important learning experience for me. That it's like, these guys didn't leave for, $1 an hour more, whatever.
Right.
Like, they left because they weren't happy in what I was offering.
Right.
And they thought that they could be happier with what my competitor could offer. And so that, like, it was very clear in my head. you have to be the best overall offer for these employees. Like we as business owners have a responsibility for these employees to give them good lives. And if you can't give them the best overall opportunity for their life,
Mm-hmm.
then you're vulnerable.
For sure.
And you should, like, the consequence of that is they leave you. So just like employees have responsibilities to us, like we absolutely have responsibilities back to them. And these companies have forgotten that.
Right.
And they just hide behind bullshit paperwork that nobody even understands. I mean, the
It's
like you were there's the last lawsuit was 61 pages, and I understood about 4 words on it. I mean,
it's ridiculous.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's all a fear tactic. It's all a scare tactic. And it works because they take that home, they show it to their wife and their kids that are just like, living modest lives,
Mm-hmm.
and they take that home, and the fear. You think about this,
Yeah.
bro. The fear that goes through that family because of that document.
Right.
What kind of coward person does that to a family?
Right. And they know they don't have the financial means to fight this gigantic company, and so they're just like, what are we going to do?
Yep.
And if they don't have anybody standing up for them, then they are kind of screwed,
That's
so
exactly right. So
it's not fair.
we're trying to stand up for them. I think we're making a little bit of an impact. I mean, we're definitely making an impact in the hose industry. Our movement is called Free Dick. The guy that we're getting sued over right now, his name's Rich.
So,
Dick, short for Rich.
yeah.
So yeah, man, it's hilarious. And we have a rap song called Free Dick, and we're chirping these guys, and it's so funny.
That's phenomenal.
So funny. And I mean, they're just like, they don't know what to do with us, man. And it's just hilarious.
You're
But
definitely an outlier from their normal corporate
yeah,
stuff they're
they
used
don't
to
know
doing
what
with.
to do. And
Those
they're
crazy
they're
Texas guys making
yeah.
rap songs about us now.
That's exactly right, man. It's actually it's really funny. We're having a lot of fun with it, and it's like you said earlier. Whenever you really are making a difference in somebody's life, like, it's talk about fulfillment, man. And our mission statement is to create a fulfilling work environment for all employees
Mm-hmm.
and dominate the hose industry. Like those are. I mean, we want to grow. We're competitive, of
For
course.
sure.
Giving employees fulfilling lives.
Yeah.
And the reason why I'm so passionate about that is because that's what I want. I want to be fulfilled.
For sure.
And the way that I'm fulfilled is whenever an employee tells me that, like, we've changed their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that happens all the time, man. I've got so many examples of guys that have told me that. And, like, talk about touching. Like, that motivates me so much more than any amount of fucking money could ever motivate me.
For sure.
So that's really, like, I want to spread that joy and that fulfillment as far as I can.
Yeah. And for me, one of the reasons that I wanted to start this podcast is because I'm in the private aviation business, so I'm around aircraft owners all the time, and I hear a lot of stuff about aircraft owners that they're this and they're that, and almost all of it's wrong. Almost every aircraft owner that I know and that I've met in this business are good, genuine people that just want to see the best for everyone, and that's what's helped elevate them to the position where they could be a private aircraft owner. But people tend to get it flipped around where they think they're just spoiled kids and trust fund babies and all this, and those are out there, but they're very rare.
Yeah.
Almost always it's these people of very high integrity, high values, that their value is letting other people win. And that's why I want to bring aircraft owners on and talk to them and let people see who they really are, because I love these guys. They're good people, and they deserve to be celebrated and not vilified because they own a private aircraft, and that's one side of it. And the other side is I want, to provide the tools and tactics and lessons for people that are trying to figure out how they get to that point. And I want them to hear that it's not all about the money. It's about the value you bring to people, the value that you bring to your employees, and how you treat people, and that you operate with integrity. And that's how you win. It's not focusing solely on paychecks and the dollars. I know that's how most of the guys I deal with in this business are wired. So
it's a tool. We have 13 locations,
Yeah.
and shit happens all over the place. So you got to get there. So before we were in private aviation, whenever we had just 5 locations at the time, we drove everywhere.
Right.
So I'd just been put in charge of all the branches, and I just had my first kid, and so my wife Jessie, my son Wasson, my dog who passed away in January.
Oh.
It's like the saddest day of my life. Gates, who's named after the Gates hose. We got in the car and we drove. We took a 3-week road trip to see all the branches. And,
Right.
you know, so my son was real young. He was a couple months old.
Right.
So I went to Amarillo, to Odessa, to San Antonio, to Corpus Christi, back to San Antonio, back to Odessa, back to Amarillo. It took 3 weeks. As soon as I got home, I was like, I can't handle this. I can't do this. I
Be
can't.
on the road
Like
all the
it's
time.
so important to be in front of these employees. It's so important. I mean, you got to check on the operations is for sure, but a big part of that is culture. Is like, you know, if you're like how close can you really be to somebody if you never actually see them? So it's extremely important to me to be present with our employees, but I knew that I couldn't continue that what I did
Right.
with the fam. I mean, that was just not sustainable. So I actually started looking at getting my pilot's license, and then that led me to a guy who was running Sad Monkey, which was a little like plane sharing group here in town. He got me in on that club, and we started flying a Baron, and it was like $400 an hour. And at the time, I was like, oh my gosh, that's I can't afford that. There's no
Right.
way, because gas is whatever, you know, like
Right.
it's going to cost me $100 in gas. I can't spend 4 times the money. I also knew this other side wasn't sustainable. So we started flying the Baron, and it changed everything, man. Like I was able to manage a home life and a work life with multiple locations very quickly. Once you get a taste of it, it's like, geez, it's like a drug, man. You can't get enough of
Yeah.
it. So then, like, we moved up to a Meridian, and this is all within the club. And then we moved up to a King Air, and then we got an opportunity to get into a CJ, like the original CJ, which is very similar to this plane right here. The more we used it, our friend Lloyd Brown said back in the day, like, you will see the more your plane bill goes up every year, the more your revenue goes with it. I mean, I totally believe that.
Right.
Absolutely. Other than the COVID year, obviously. But, so I'm a huge believer in this, in the necessity of this to handle business on a large scale. I think what a lot of people think with private planes is that you're just like vacationing all the time.
Right.
And I mean, there is some
working.
of that maybe, but like, you know, we're not celebrities, we're working people.
Right.
And so I use our plane 95% for work, and then
Right.
every once in a while I'll take a personal trip on it, but it's very, very rare. It is a very necessary tool. We can't be without it. Mine is actually down right now, and so it's been down for 5 months, and we're not getting it back for another month, and I have felt it. I have totally felt it. But you know, knowing great people like you mentioned in this that are in similar situations, like I've been able to bum rides with people to still see branches. Not as much as I'd like, obviously, because you got to be a little bit careful bumming planes.
Yeah.
You know, but as far as like ride sharing, if I have friends that are going certain places, I'm like, hey man, please let me jump in with you.
Right.
Like, so we've been able to manage, but one of the most important tools I have for sure, and I mean I can say that with absolute certainty.
It's funny that Sad Monkey, we actually purchased that from those guys a couple years ago.
Really?
So we own the Sad Monkey stuff now.
No way. So
yeah.
that Baron, you own it?
No, not the Baron, the entity, the Part 135 certificate and the name and all that stuff. We have all that now, so we're using it for some other stuff that we're working on for some government contracts and that.
Very
now.
cool.
But, yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's pretty funny.
I
didn't realize you started in
That's
the
where
Sad
we
Monkey
started,
world.
man.
That's
funny. It changed everything. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, time it's a time machine. People will say that it's totally true.
Well, now you can hit 2, 3, 4, 5 locations in a day and still get home to have family time at night. Yep. So your culture's not suffering because you're still getting that FaceTime with your employees. Your spouse and kids aren't suffering because you're gone all the time to not sacrifice your employees. So it's the only tool I'm aware of that can keep that balance in place where you're not sacrificing one or the other and feeling like you're having to come up short in one of those areas. So
you're exactly right.
It truly is a time machine. That's what it is.
And being in Amarillo, we don't have any direct flights anywhere.
Exactly.
So, I mean, like, what else? I mean, so the other option is, okay, I need to fly to Odessa. So I got to fly to Dallas and then fly to Odessa. And by the time I get there, I will actually spend more time traveling than if I would have just drove.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing like it. It's critical. It's a critical piece of doing business on when you have multiple locations that you got to hit. So.
This episode is brought to you by Haven ASG. Looking to buy your first private aircraft or upgrade your current bird? Travis and the team at Haven Aviation Services Group has you covered. From finding the jet of your dreams to selling your old model, our expert brokerage teams handle every detail, connecting you to the right deal for the right aircraft every time. Visit havenasg.com/flyinghigh today for your custom experience to begin. Again, that's havenasg.com/flyinghigh, or just click the link in the show notes. Now back to the show.
One of the most pressing questions, you mentioned earlier that you're a big hockey fan.
Oh yeah.
What's up with your hockey career?
I love it. So okay, kind of like the plane helps you balance work and family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had there was another critical kind of point in my life where it was very clear to me that I needed to, like, work got so busy. I mean, so busy so fast. Family, kids are young and they have all sorts of they need attention, and then social life.
Mm-hmm.
There was all this stuff that I needed to address. Well, you know, those three things I needed to address,
Mm-hmm.
right? Only two of them really mattered.
Right.
So I had a very critical, like, eureka moment where it was like, you've got to, it's alcohol, it's family, it's work. Pick two of the three, but you
Right.
can't have all three.
Right.
And I was a very social dude. So once that, like, really set in, I was like, yeah, this is a no-brainer. So I stopped drinking. It's been almost 3 years. September 10th will be
Nice.
3 years for me. So with that, I kind of had this void in my life. You know, this social life that I used to have and used to be a big part of what I did isn't really as important, or it's not really there anymore. So hockey filled that void for me.
Nice.
And it has been incredible. I love it. It's extremely physical and fast paced, and it's and my son and I have learned it together. So
Nice.
we picked it up at the same time. We still play together all the time. I mean, I'm his coach. I'm one of his coaches. His head coach is like a really, really great player. So I'm not that. I'm just kind of like trying to figure it out. But yeah, it's been a great sport. It's been the most fun sport I've ever played. I've loved all sports. I grew up playing tennis. Tennis is hard for me because I'm a little bit burnt out on it, playing
Right.
it for my entire life, and also you're out there on an island, and I really enjoy a team sport. So hockey's been like the perfect fit for me, and the fact that I get to, like, do it with my son, it's really kind of become a big part of my family
Right.
over the last few years. And my wife's never enjoyed sports. She loves hockey. She
That's
loves
cool.
watching hockey. Like, tomorrow we're going to Dallas for his leveling tournament, and, like, the whole family's excited about it. Maybe not my daughter, my 7-year-old cheerleader daughter. She
don't really
might
care,
not like
huh?
it yet, but you know, Wasson, my son, my wife, and I we love it. It's just been a really incredible addition to our lives.
That social outlet, a competitive outlet,
Mhm.
a physical outlet, it kind of checks all the boxes and
Everything, yeah,
does it all in a condensed time frame from one sport. Huh?
definitely,
Yeah.
yeah. And
That's
it
super
filled
cool.
that void. Like, it was a perfect fit, man. Like, you've removed this one part of your life and you fill this in it. It's just like a perfect fit.
Surprisingly, in Amarillo, we have a pretty awesome hockey program
We
here.
do.
I mean,
We
I
do.
think
You gonna play?
you keep pressing me. I might
I'm
have to.
pressing
I might have
everybody,
to get on
man.
it.
I'm like a hockey salesman.
Yeah, we may have to go give it a try. I've
It's
never
the
been on
best.
ice skates once in my life. So
No one has, and that's the beauty of it. Like,
Yeah.
the beginner league, everyone's in the same camp.
yeah, I know I
Everyone's
got-
looking like a baby deer out there, and then you
Their
just
knees
kind
out
of
there
learn. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But the hockey community is great, man. Great people. I've really enjoyed getting to meet a lot of new people, and just everyone's who is involved is great, and they also, like, it's an addicting sport.
Right.
Everyone loves it. Like, the people who try it out usually don't stop unless there's an injury, which does happen. And I had surgery 2 years ago from hockey. Well, it was actually from a different accident. Had surgery and then re-injured it in hockey.
Gotcha.
So I mean, injuries do happen, and you lose some people to injury every now and then. But other than that, nobody quits.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, once they get a taste, they're like, man, this is awesome.
I've got several of our technicians that work in our
Yeah.
Amarillo location
Oh,
that
yeah.
play, and
I know 'em.
they go on and on about it. They they all talk about how awesome it is as
It's
well.
the best, man. You need to jump in there, and it'd be good team building for you with your guys.
Give me a good excuse to go and check them real hard.
Hell yeah, absolutely.
Give me a reason to get a little
Yeah,
physical with them.
there you go.
Unfortunately, they're ones I really like. So
Nothing wrong with a friendly check.
nope. I don't know if you're a big reader, but you got a most impactful or favorite book you would recommend to people out there trying to find their way in the world?
Currently, I have
Yeah.
no time for it. I've tried to do audiobooks at night, but I always fall asleep, and then I wake up and I'm like,
Yeah.
25 chapters past where I started, and I'm like, oh my
The
god.
monotone
So
is a good sleep aid.
it is a good sleep aid. I actually I have this World War One book that I've been listening to for like the last 6 years, and it is
It lasted longer than the war. Huh?
pretty much. Actually, yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I haven't thought about it like that, but that's very true. And I maybe I've heard the whole thing. I don't know. Like it just like it's a British dude. Voice is so monotone.
You're gonna start spitting out these facts that you learned subconsciously while
Yeah,
sleepless.
yeah, exactly, man. So
That's funny.
I can't. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have a good answer for you on that one though.
That's good. You've got a lot of wisdom and just trying to figure out how to give people tools on where to go get it. But it sounds like a lot of yours is the hard earned way of life experience. You know, it's learning the hard way.
We did do a book club, which was really cool, and we had the whole company. Like anyone who wanted to read it, go buy this book on the company, and
Right.
you'll. And then we did like a little book review. And that one, what was that called? It's Jocko Willink.
Oh, yeah.
You probably know it.
Extreme ownership.
There you go.
Yeah.
Extreme ownership.
Yeah.
So we had the whole or not anyone who wanted to read it, and then we had like a meeting at 7 a.m. like a Teams meeting, and if you wanted to jump on and talk about it, and it went great. I mean, and we still to this day, like when we have issues, which we always do, I mean, it's made a big difference in people actually uh, like living that. Like, okay, yeah, we could all sit around and complain about this issue, but or we could just take ownership of it, move on, and be better next time. It's made an impact for us. So there you go. There's an answer to your question. Extreme ownership.
And we have a voluntary company book club that we do, and we actually have our meeting over lunch today. So anyone that's part of it, we buy them lunch and review those chapters for that 2-week period or whatever. And I've seen a lot of improvement in our team from it and the lessons they're learning from it, and it's been a good experience for us.
Good team building for sure.
Well, if you weren't running a giant hose empire, what would you be doing?
Nothing. I mean,
twiddling your thumbs.
I say nothing. That's not that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything else. I'm very happy with my life. I get calls from private equity every day.
Yeah.
Every single day. They email you. They send you a message on LinkedIn. They text you. They call you. They send stuff to your home address. Like, they are relentless. I don't know where they find all this information, but they probably know like way more about me than I even know about myself.
Right.
Like, so I get these care packages. I get all this crap from these guys all day, every day.
Yeah.
Like, we could sell this company right now for a lot of money.
Yeah.
And just like generational wealth. But it's like, again, it's truly not about that for me. I get major fulfillment in my life from doing what I do, and I want to continue to do that for a long time. You see a lot of people that retire that they kind of like lose.
For sure.
They kind of lose it. They don't really have.
They don't have a passion to live for anymore.
Exactly. You learn by what other people do. You either like try and mimic it if it's good, or you avoid it if it's bad. And I've seen a lot of people go this route that are just full of regret, man.
Right.
They're full of regret. And so what's the point? Like, I'm having the time of my life. I'm really enjoying doing it. Like, we have an incredible crew. I would be totally like, turning my back on all the guys that were integral in making this business what it is, and I'm not going to do that. And again, like, this business gives me so much fulfillment. I want to do it forever, and then I would love for my kids to have that. And then, like, just you can, I mean, passing down money, like, I don't know about you, man, but
sketchy.
Like, it's like, it doesn't, I don't know. I don't want to do that. I don't want to pass down money. I want to pass down fulfillment.
Right.
And this is a way to do that. So I'm just going to keep rolling.
Yeah. It's a good take on it. Most people are always looking how to ring that bell and make that big exit, and it's refreshing to hear someone that's just passionate about what they're doing, and,
Oh yeah,
and they want to just keep doing it.
exit
So,
is not even it's not even part of the vocabulary,
yeah.
man. Like
Old man Daniel Cramer rocking in his rocking chair as an old man. What do you hope people remember about you? What do you want to leave behind in the world?
Man, that's a good question, bro. I think to me it's like if I'm sitting in my rocking chair and I'm like on my last days or whatever, I want to know, were you the best dude you could have been? And that's what I'm living for every day. It's like I want to be able to answer that question. Fuck yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You want to leave any contact methods? People want to get a hold of you, talk to you, LinkedIn, social.
Yeah, shoot. So the movement, the free dick movement, man, that's what it's about.
That's
It's all
phenomenal.
it's all over LinkedIn. I would recommend you don't Google it. I tried to name my fantasy football team Free Dick, and it said that that's an offensive word, so I can't. I couldn't do that. If you, I guess, hashtag Free Dick, all one word, on LinkedIn, there's a ton of stuff on it. My name is Daniel Cramer, and if you just find my profile and look at my posts, there's a bunch of them. Anything to spread that movement, I will take. I'm all about it. The more people that are involved, the better. So yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Well, awesome. I appreciate you being
Yeah,
on,
of
man.
course, man.
It was a compelling conversation.
Yeah,
I
it was
liked
great.
it. But
Definitely.
thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you guys. Y'all be
Yeah.
good.
Adios.